you. Never. Breaker, I appreciate the subscription. Baby, I see you, girl. Still, man, what's happening, man? What's good? We're officially on the tube, baby. I've never streamed on YouTube, so this is different to me. Obviously, I posted videos before in here, just never done a live stream on YouTube, so. Let's pull up my supplies here. Oh, Discord at? There it is. Yo, Fricker, what's up, man? How you doing? My baby's always here. That. We got a good one in store for you guys tonight. I promise you, this is a good one. I promise you. So I'm new to YouTube, so the way I have it going right now, the way it's set up is I have a screen up over here for the chat because it does not engage through my Streamlabs. So if anybody's ever done any kind of streaming or OBS, there's a chat box where I can engage with you guys. It's the same kind of concept that you guys use, but this one is a little different. For this one, you have to go to your actual page where you're streaming and look at it. So another day, man. Need to get all my stuff set up so we can play together. Yeah, dude, get set up, brother. Let's do it. I don't play as hardcore as I used to, but I still enjoy the occasional ass whooping here and there. You know what I mean? What kind of setup you got? You used to stream, didn't you? Me and my boy Reg got something in the works for you guys tonight. I really hope tonight goes really well. We got some topics tonight that I've already pre-rehearsed because I put them in my YouTube videos, so they're already like ready to rock and roll. Let me know if the music's too loud while we talk. Let me know if the mic is not picking up too well, or if you guys can't hear me too well, if you can't hear my guest speaker with me. So let me know, because if there's any issue sound or picture quality wise, I like to know these things so I can fix them. Yeah, I did.
What up? How's it going?
What up, big dog? How you doing?
Doing good, man.
Good.
How was that dinner?
Oh, it was all right, dude. For being tuna and spinach, it was all right.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, gotta get that protein in.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Tuna and spinach is classic, though.
It's what?
This is a classic. Always gets the job done.
Yeah, it does. That's exactly what we're trying to do, just get the job done. That's it. A lot of people at work are constantly asking me that too. Like, how do you eat that plain ass tuna, dude? I'm like, it's all for a purpose, dude. That's the only reason I do it. It's all for a purpose.
That's when you just look down at your arms and you're like, hey man, you think these come out of a box?
you think Amazon Prime pay for these? Because it didn't, brother. The fuck, man.
Oh man.
What's up? Late night to shop or what?
So, yeah, dude, that massive shipment that we got in.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping to get in the new Dippin' Dots flavor so I could try that, but didn't get that in yet.
Dippin' Dots. Okay, then.
Yeah, their new that's gonna be their new protein flavor. Can't wait to try it out.
Like the ice cream Dippin' Dots?
Yep.
Hell yeah, that'd be all right.
Yeah, it's gonna be solid. It's kind of like a strawberry vanilla Dippin' Dots.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried like one of the original samples, but I think they reformulated it since then, so I think it's gonna be a little bit better. But I mean, all their protein is awesome. You can't go wrong with them.
What company is it? Was it Axis Sledge? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't think I've tried anything yet of theirs that I was like, this could be better. I mean, I'm pretty sure it could still blow my mind, but like anything I tried, I'm like, this is all right. I can fuck with this.
Well, the cool thing about it is they have found a way to nail the flavor profiles while also keeping natural flavoring. So most companies out there, like Diamond for example, phenomenal flavors. Like the Fruity Pebbles, awesome. One of the best tasting proteins on the market, hands down.
Oh, I bet.
And a solid like a solid formula also, but they use artificial flavoring, which is fine. Like I mean, it is what it is. Most people don't care as long as it tastes good.
Right.
But Axe and Fledge uses natural flavor, and they still use a little bit of sucralose, but that's it. And they've somehow been able to nail that just awesome taste. And they're one of the first ones on the market to do that, to have a natural flavored product that just tastes freaking awesome. So,
Hell yeah.
they're doing a good job, man. Doing a good job. Good company.
They're definitely on to something. Their success speaks for themselves. I'll give them that.
But, dude, I'm gonna tell you, my wife gave me shit about washing my rice, and I feel like this is something that needs to be this needs to be opened up and discussed because
We gotta talk about this.
because I made a comment last night to her. I was like, babe, Troy doesn't wash his rice, and she's like, the fuck are you talking about? Wash his rice,
Dude, thank you. I've never heard of that. I'm still in a slump about that. I'm still confused.
I was like, wait a second. You don't know you gotta wash your rice? And she's like, yeah, I've never washed rice before. I was like, holy shit.
Made you.
All right. So, do you cook your rice in a rice cooker?
Normally we have a little, like, it's like a little one that Cassie bought that she uses, but lately I've been doing the Uncle Ben's.
Oh yeah, just a microwave one. Now I will say, I if I'm doing like a 90-second packet or like a microwave one, I don't I don't wash that. But if I'm actually cooking rice, I wash it, and there's a couple of reasons why. One of which primarily is related to the high amount of arsenic in rice.
Ooh,
Not
I've heard of
necessarily
that.
like high, but like there's a little bit of arsenic. If you've ever put your rice in like a rice cooker and you just like put it in dry and then dump water in and then went to cook it, if you've ever noticed like where it's supposed to vent out, it'll like bubble out of the rice cooker and kind of like some condensation will come out of the actual vent and it'll kind of bubble over sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen it do that. It does to me all the fucking time when I cook it in the microwave.
Yeah, so that's basically means that your rice is dirty basically. And that's that combination of arsenic and other like impurities that are basically coming off of the rice. So when you get dry rice, you put it in the little container that you cook it in. Like you just put like a cup or whatever in that container, your little like rice cooker pot, and then you just take some water, dump it in until it goes over the rice, and take your hand and just literally swish the rice around in the water. And you'll notice that water will get super hazy, to where you can't even, it'll almost be white basically. And then you drain the water and you do it again. And you do it like 4 or 5 times. And by like the 5th time, you'll notice the water starts to get clear.
So it's a legit wash, rinse, repeat thing.
Yeah, for like 4 or 5 times, and you'll notice over time that water will get clear. And then once the water is, somewhat clear, almost all clear, then you cook the rice like you normally would.
Right.
And it won't overflow. It won't bubble up at all because you washed all those impurities off. You'll also notice a better flavor, and the rice will just cook a little bit better. It won't really stick together. It'll be a little bit finer. It'll just taste a little bit better flavor. And you don't have to worry about, if you eat a lot of rice, like if you're eating like a cup a day, like most people, cup to 2 cups a day.
Right.
Then you'll notice a better flavor. You'll notice less bloating because there's less impurities and less toxins.
Ooh, I could always go for that.
Yeah, man, it's legit.
I'm gonna have to try it out.
Legit.
I'm gonna watch a fucking video on it just so I can sleep better at night knowing it.
It's gonna blow your mind, man. What really gonna blow your mind is when you put it in and you rinse it around and you look down the water and see how dirty the water is and you be like, ooh, nasty.
See, Cassie says I think you're supposed to, but I never do. So you knew about this? You didn't tell me, baby. What are you doing with your life?
It's not that hard. It's literally you just put it in. You just wash it around with your hand. Like literally, I just swirl my hand around in the cup, and then I just use my hand to drain it. Like I literally just hold my hand on like the corner of the pot and just drain the water out and do it again. Rinse, wash, repeat. Rinse, wash. Do it like 4 or 5 times.
Fucking A. Yeah, definitely gonna look into that and maybe do it just for the simple fact that you say it tastes better and it just helps with bloating, because I noticed a lot of times eating a lot of rice, you will feel a little bloated from the rice once it expands. Cassie says, who has time for all that though? That's a good question. Like, I'm not gonna argue with you on that one, because who really does? I know I usually don't when I'm prepping meals, because it's hard enough for me to get in the mindset to put my meals in prep containers. Like, can I just get this shit when I'm hungry?
Oh, I mean, I can't say anything. You heard me the other night bitching and complaining about doing it. I'm not gonna say anything.
Right, right.
Man, washing this fucking rice for like the 900th time.
Wash, rinse, wash, rinse, repeat.
But yeah, I was like, I'm not crazy. My wife looked at me like I was crazy. She's like, don't tell people you wash your rice.
Right. She's like, look, babe, that's one of those things where we're gonna put that in a box, we're gonna lock it, and then we're gonna put chains on it, and we're gonna bury it, and we're not gonna talk about it. You're like, but babe, I gotta tell the world. No, no, baby, no, don't tell nobody.
Hey, but speaking about meal prepping though, you gotta try this stuff out, man. This thing, it's I don't know if you've ever used it, maybe, I don't know, but have you ever heard of a Hot Logic Mini?
I can't say I have. What is that?
So if you look it up on Amazon, it's just Hot Logic Mini, and it literally looks like a single container lunchbox, like a flat lunchbox that you would just fit like one Pyrex container in. And it's insulated on the inside, and it has a cord. They have it where you can plug into your cigarette lighter in your car. They also have the cord that plugs into the wall. That's what I have. But on the bottom of the container, it has a hot plate. And what you do is you throw it in the microwave and microwave it up.
Mic off. Mic feedback off.
Getting away from a microwave would be great because you're not zapping the nutrients out of the food. You're not off heating it, like heating half of it really good and then the other half is cold. It's not like causing it to be real rubbery, whatnot. What this little pack does is you throw your food, your Pyrex or whatever, in plastic, whatever, in this little lunchbox, zip it up, plug it into the wall. There's a hot plate on the bottom that will heat the food up and keep it at a certain temperature. It takes like an hour. So usually when I get to work, I just plug it in and just leave it until like around lunchtime. And then when you unzip it and take your Pyrex out, it's literally like you just brought it out of the oven. Like it's cooked. It's like legit cooked food. Warmed like perfectly, like you just got done cooking it off the stovetop. Not rubbery or anything. It's like $30 on Amazon. It's totally worth it. I think I lost you.
Powering on. Mic off.
Oh no, my headphones are dead. I don't hear anything. Streaming issues, of course. Imagine that. Oh, there we go. Are you there, big dog?
Yep, down there.
Oh my god. Luckily, I have my phone on me so I could hear you, but my headphones quit working.
Stream live.
God, it's such a struggle. I apologize. I didn't catch all of that due to my headphones turning off for some reason.
Oh, you good, man?
What was the basic gist of what your explanation, big dog?
No, I was just saying this thing. It's called a Hot Logic Mini.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $40 on Amazon. A little flat lunchbox. It has a hot plate in it, and you literally just throw your like Pyrex or whatever in it, and it heats it up for you. But it's not like a microwave, so it doesn't zap the food, like zap the nutrients out. It doesn't only like, you know, heat up half your food and whatnot. Like it's like you just cooked it on the stovetop when you pull it out.
Oh, dude, that's
awesome.
That's legit then, because I read somewhere a long time ago that when you nuke, Cass says that thing sounds dope. Reg, I'll send you a picture of him. Yes, please do, babe. I want to check that out. I know. I think I told Cass this before. When you nuke your food and like the veggies and stuff like that, it destroys some of the nutrients and nutritional value that it has. Definitely be something to look into.
No, it's hands down awesome. Like it's amazing. I love it. It works wonders. I use it every day. I use it like twice a day. I use it for lunch and dinner whenever I'm working like 10-hour shifts.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, like you said, yeah, it nukes that food, man. It takes all those nutrients out. So
I have to look into getting one because I mean, honestly, I don't want to be that guy, but lately my food has been tasting like I'm in a rotation right now of chicken, steak, tuna, eggs, oatmeal. So I'm starting to fall into a small, like, what is that? What's the word I'm looking for? A small cycle of repetitiveness. And it's starting to get kind of old. So I eat my food, I'm like, blah. But the good part is I can tell my metabolism is ramping up a little bit because I'll eat a meal and like an hour later I'm hungry again. And then I'll snack and I'll eat another meal and I'm hungry again. I'm like, oh, this could be bad or this could be good.
yeah, we gotta work on that supplement stack.
Oh, for sure.
Get
When you
that together.
When you told me that, I was stoked. I was like literally at the movies. I'm like, fucking A, yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it'll be cool. I'll think of some stuff and put some stuff together.
Or a little stacky stack together to get yoked.
A little stacky stack. Yeah. Your basics, your trend, your D-ball.
just the basic stuff, you know, like Ronnie Coleman. You know, I'm just running the basic stuff, you know. Testosterone, Deca.
That video. I love him sitting there in that podcast. He's like, "What supplements do you take?" Oh, just the basics, you know.
It's hilarious. You know, I just take the basic stuff, the Deca, the test, and you know, that stuff. Like, no, bro, you were taking IGF-1, like one of the fucking realest HGH formulas. It's because I've not been cooking, babe. Exactly. You ain't been. If your food's not cooked with love, you could taste it. You could definitely taste it.
The best example that I always use of that is sandwiches, man. And
Amen.
For like not being like, I don't mean this sexist at all. I promise. But when I make a sandwich, and we laugh about this constantly, when I make a sandwich, we can have the exact same ingredients on the table. Like, we can make it the exact same way. I'll be watching.
Yo, what up, Foley? What's up?
And I'll make it the exact same way. And when I eat my sandwich, it tastes like shit. I'm like, yeah, this is a fucking sandwich. It tastes nasty. When she makes the exact same sandwich and I taste it, I'm like, this shit's like amazing. Like it tastes awesome. Like what did you do differently?
Yeah.
It's like I didn't do anything differently. So I swear, man, there's some secret that
There's
we're not getting.
it's a secret that the universe has not yet released to us. That when someone makes something for you, they put more care and effort into it because they're like, well, I love this person and I want them to taste this food. Or I want them to have some tasty food. So
I made the mistake of I was talking to a coworker a while back about that exact same story, and I made the mistake of making a comment that I didn't think about. You know, those comments where you say it and then you think about it and you're like, "Damn, I didn't realize how that sounded right before I said it." But I was like, "I guess it's true, man. I guess the only thing I can think of is I guess you really can taste love." And he was like,
yo, Foley,
yeah, I guess you're right.
I've been great,
I
man.
was
How
like,
you
oh,
been? Thank you
shit,
for
I
stopping
didn't know
by.
that sounded
You did
fucked
see it
up.
on
I'm
Twitter
sorry.
that
Didn't know how that came across.
it happens. It happens. No pun intended. For some reason my messages are not showing up. For some reason on my screen. But so solely, we definitely are. It's not really a podcast like in person, but me and my boy Reg here doing a. We're kind of just like hanging out, talking, chatting about life. Anything we can talk about, really. Like we literally go for hours sometimes talking, which is a good time. I think this is more like a rant session, vent session for me and him. There's times where me and him got ourselves in here, nobody in here. There's times we got some people in here to chat and jump in. So Tyler, me, what's up, man? How you doing? But I've been really good, dude. I've been really good.
Just ran away. Just two of us just going at it.
Just two is fucking debating, debunking. Yo, Platinum with the sub. What's good, baby? Thank you for the subscription. All right, thank you very much. Let's fucking go, baby. I don't have any emojis so I get hyped, or I will get hyped with you. It doesn't have it. Why are my messages not showing up though? That's the question. It's searching mankind.
The chat.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know anything about YouTube. When it comes to YouTube streaming, nothing.
That's how it is. I just like chill in Discord with close friends and just talk for hours. That's it, Foley. That's it. Just talk for hours, man. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like being next to the guy.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, we live too many states apart to just kick it. I mean, and me and Cassie literally drove to North Carolina to kick it, and we were told to eat a fat case of, you know what?
Dude, man, I tell you that was just irony in a nutshell. The fact that literally y'all came and I have been here. I've been in the state for probably the past, I'd say 2 years. Like I've done traveling,
Right.
but probably ever since COVID started, we haven't left. Like we haven't done any conferences or anything. And literally 2 weeks, including the time that y'all are here, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go up to Pennsylvania." And I'm like, "Really? Really? We doing this? We doing this?
You really want to do this? You want to do this?
Quit my damn job."
It was bad timing. But it's like, fuck it, man. We had a great vacation. Sounds like you had a good time and you learned some things down there, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I met some good people, and we'll definitely get together at some point. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Hush, how you doing, Big Hush? I'm Hush and Tyler Me in here. What's good, you two? How you guys doing? Yo, Foley, so you're starting your grind at 175. Eat healthy again. Get back into working out, or how you been working out. What's your goal? Like, you want to bring that up? Let's talk about that. What's your goal weight you're trying to get to? My whole mindset with fucking working out and lifting, like, it used to be cut and bulk. So I think that's kind of redundant because you're literally, it's really hard to put on muscle in an amount of time that people suggest it. Oh, your goal is 175. I'm like 5'11", 3/4. That's about what my height is. Your goal is 175. My chat's messed up, pissed me off because I can see their messages pop on my screen, but it's not actually in the chat. I have a few roommates who are super into getting ripped, so they're helping me. Fucking A, dude. It's always nice to have a helping hand when it comes to working out, fitness, diet. it's hard. I mean, I jumped into this realm by myself at 19, 20. I had a guy like, hey man, you want to do some juice? I'm like, yeah, sure, fuck it, let's do it. Would suggest that route now though. But I was always torn. I was always torn. What is it?
I was saying back in the wild, wild west of the gym.
Oh my god, yeah, yeah. Back in the, I don't think I'll ever run a stupid abundant amount of gear ever again, just for the fact that I was so uneducated on it. I thought I was educated, but I really wasn't. I fucked up, dude, and I just started doing heavy juice. So I was like, fuck it, this is working. I'm gonna keep doing it. Now I know it's, more is not better. It's just literally work out, work hard during your training, eat good, eat a strict caloric surplus, and you have to do it every single day. One day of taking off from eating calories that your body needs, and it could ruin your whole fucking diet. Just like eating one whole, day worth of bullshit could kind of wreck your diet a little bit. Sorry I haven't been able to catch streams recently, been moving and such. No worries, Foley. I totally get it, man. People in here have lives. Everyone got stuff to do. I totally understand. I totally understand. Especially with everything going on lately in life. We got coronavirus going around everywhere again. We got the economy. I'm just thankful right now that the economy is not talking about trying to shut shit down again. I don't know if I can handle that again mentally. Y'all don't like to.
What do you think? Do what?
I was gonna say, y'all don't like to party down in North Carolina too much, do you? They had lights out at 9:30, bro.
Yeah, we were in lockdown for a while there, like right at 9 o'clock. Right at 9 o'clock, it was like everything shut down.
Yeah, so when me and Cassie went down there last year, when me and my girlfriend went down there last year to Sunset Beach, we went out and it was like 9:30 and they were shutting shit down. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, y'all doing this because of COVID? No, it's what time we closed down. We went down this year, it was like 10 o'clock, all the restaurants were closed. Like, y'all motherfuckers like to go to bed early or something.
Oh man, yeah. So in the town we live in, it's wild, man.
Elements, that makes sense now. Now I recognize the Elements.
You want to get something to eat?
How you doing, Elements? How's it going, buddy? I thought I remember the name changing something, but I couldn't remember.
It just sleeps.
What's going on with my mic?
Like the bars stay open until 2.
No, stimmy check wouldn't be bad. I can't say it. I can't argue with that one.
Until 2 and stuff like that. But like 90% of stuff just closes down right at 9 p.m. Wow, man. We like to sleep down here, man. Gotta get that beauty sleep in.
Now, is that like a regular thing all around the state, or is that just like close to the beach areas?
No, that's all around. Yeah.
Oh wow.
We live like 2 hours from the beach, and
okay.
And well, maybe like 3. No, I'd say like 2 to 3 hours from the beach, and yeah, 9 o'clock shuts down everything. Everything shuts down. Everyone's like, go to sleep.
Everyone says go to sleep. Go to sleep and hush.
I don't mind because at 9 o'clock my ass is sleepy, dude. At 10 o'clock, I'm like, oh. Like right now, I'm sitting here in some like, not pajamas, but like what I'm gonna go to bed in, some gym shorts and t-shirt, and got my comfy socks on.
Hell yeah. It's all about comfortability, man. It's all about just relaxation. David, thanks for the subscription again. Appreciate it. Yo, Foley, have yourself a great night. Thanks for stopping in, man. I truly appreciate it. This is our first night streaming on YouTube. Really cool to see everybody come in. We had 2 people already that I don't recognize come in and say hi, so that's really cool. Have yourself a good night, and we're gonna have a bomb ass stream. You know this. You know how we do here. I used to like dress and get all prepped up for fucking streams. Like, I don't want people to think I'm sitting at home comfy. I thought like long and hard about it. I'm like, wait a minute, I am fucking at home and I am fucking comfy, so I'm gonna dress like it. I'm gonna fucking act like it.
Hey man, there was one time back in the old days of
Yo, KGP, how you doing? How's it going? Welcome.
There was a time back when I was streaming that I walked in popped the computer on, sat down, turned everything on, pulled up Twitch, pulled up my game, turned Twitch on, went live, got my cam out, was sitting there, got my face cam on, started playing. I got about like an hour into my stream, and I was like, I kind of got to go to the bathroom. And I was like, hang on, guys, I'll be right back. Popped my be right back screen on, went to stand up, realized I was just wearing boxers.
Oh, damn.
Boxers and a t-shirt, man. Streaming the whole time. Thankfully, my face cam was just like chest up. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't see anything else, thankfully. But I was like, I stood up and I was like, oh, I looked up. Thank God I switched to my be right back screen. I was like, damn.
You're like, what the fuck? It's all good. Nobody saw. If they did, we're just gonna ride with it.
I just come back on. I'm like, all right, getting banned in like probably 5 minutes, but I'm just gonna pull my whole community over to OnlyFans.
Yeah, we're moving to OnlyFans, and we're gonna ride the thunder this time. We're just gonna see where it goes. KGP says, nice to be back on YouTube, brother. Yeah. Did I see you're back on it as well now? I just had to pull the trigger on it, went through a lot of debating with myself. I worked out a lot of issues within myself to take this leap. And it's the scariest part about this is like, I recorded a video yesterday and I didn't like the intro. So I cut it, I deleted the whole thing, and I remade the intro. And I loved the remake, like the second take. It worked out. It looks good. It looks crisp. I'm like, this is what it's going to take. It's going to take work. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of going back and forth with it. But I know it's going to pan out. It's going to work out. It is taking a lot more of my time. I will say that, KGP, but that's part of the process. So luckily I have a very supportive girlfriend who's backing me on this. She's supporting me through it all. I have kids who are like, they're interested in it as well. They want to be in it. So it really works out. I really think it's the next big step in my life. So I'm looking forward to progressing in it. Our next goal is to reach 5,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. I think that's very, very high expectations, but I also think it's realistic as well. Back to even on YouTube, there's a lot of drama, man. Yeah, you'll have that in the world. The best thing I can give, the best piece of advice I've been giving everybody, including people I talk to on a daily at my job, is try to brush negativity off. Let it roll off your shoulders. Just stick to what makes you happy. Stick to what's working, and understand that bad things happen sometimes, and there's not much we can do about it except for accept it. If we could change it, change it. If not, move on from it. That's all we can do. Positivity is a very strong chemical, and it's a very strong emotion. And I think once you utilize it on a daily basis to anything that you need to apply it to, it can become a powerful tool. So oh, buddy, I gotta say, I'm really happy that you got, like, I got a lot of good feedback from like you, Reg, my girl, my buddy James, because I was contemplating this for a long time, and I just didn't know if it was the right step, because I was concerned about, I'll be honest, I was concerned about everybody else's opinion and what they thought once I went back to it. That's where I think I messed up, by worrying too much about the opinion of other people.
Worrying about that positive affirmation.
Yep, that's it. I mean, we said it the other day, worried about that good old attaboy or pat in the back, and it's not needed. It's, if you're enjoying what you do, you really don't need to put a price on it. And if you're chasing money, you're doing something to chase money, I feel like that's, I don't want to say that, because I feel like you could chase money and enjoy it as well. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I think it's not smart to chase something after money if you're not into it 100%. I guess that's how I can word it.
Yeah, I always like to ask people, like, whenever we're talking about goals and whatnot, you know, a lot of people would say like, I want to be rich or I want to have a lot of money. But I think it's so important to nail down a very specific purpose for your money. So, because I mean, anybody who's wealthy, anybody who's well off, will always tell you there has to be a purpose. Because without a purpose, it's just not going to last. And money will, unless you tell your money what to do or you give your money a purpose, it'll go away. It won't last long. And also when it comes to how hard it is to be very wealthy and work for that high level of wealth, it's imperative that you have a passionate purpose backing that to basically drive your motivation to actually get and obtain that goal. So when it comes to wanting to be wealthy, it always needs to be, you know, you always want to ask yourself like, okay, well, I want to be wealthy, but why do I want to be wealthy? Like me, for example, I want like my financial independence is based on a very specific goal of mine that I want my wife to be able to be at home and not have to go to work.
Amen.
And that's like a very specific goal. But that's a purpose that drives my passion to, you know, look at increasing income streams and look at, you know, getting a business off the ground, and that's always in the back of my head. And even though it's still becoming wealthy, and I could just say, oh, I want to make a lot of money, I want to be wealthy, the fact that I actually pin that very specific goal and reason to that goal creates a much stronger passion to actually obtain that goal. So, something to think about.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. You have to want, you have to have like I said, you have to pin something. You have to have it as a high standard goal. And that if you, like you said, what really stuck out to me was when you said, you're like, you want to get a good job to where your wife can stay at home, and how do you do that? You create other incomes of money or other revenues. So basically, my biggest goal would be I don't know if my girlfriend would even want to do this, but I would literally love to be the bread maker, to where she could be at home, and I don't mean it in a disrespectful way towards women, but like be at home, be the mother, be the cook, clean the house, take care of those necessities for me and our family and herself. And that would give me the freedom and time to roam and do what I need to do to be successful and chase things, goals, passions. Obviously, when you're in this when you take that leap to be that person, it's going to come with sacrifice. Like, it's going to come with you having to work harder than you ever have. But if you, like you said, you just have to have a set of goals, and you got to pin which ones you want to make a priority and just make it happen. And that's where I think we're both kind of intertwined right now in our lives. Like, we're both kind of like, okay, we want to do this and that. Okay, not to get off subject here, but I just realized that I think I'm multitasking on my streams here. Hopefully not, 'cause I don't think I'm allowed. Let me look real quick. I hope not. Oh my god, I am. Whoops. I think I'm supposed to be doing that.
Say nothing.
Let's hope Twitch don't ban me. Okay, that's why I wasn't seeing chats, because it was multi. I agree. Our lives doesn't revolve around money. Absolutely not, KGP. You definitely cannot concern yourself with other people's opinions. You gotta just gotta worry about yourself and your small circle. I get it now. I get why people say my circle is small. I totally understand what they mean by that now. They're basically saying, like, this is my people. These are the people who understand my passion. They've listened to me. They're hyping me up. Like, it makes sense now. When all your entrepreneurs talk about how they have small circles.
Yeah, and I did want to mention something, and specifically about relationships, kind of backpedaling slightly.
Mhm.
I do also believe that it's important if you are in a relationship, whether it's dating or marriage or whatever type of relationship, you have a significant other who's living with you and doing life together. It obviously is important to have that conversation with them and tell them your goals, and have them tell their goals, and basically talk about goals. And I feel like that's something that's not really done in a lot of relationships,
Mhm.
partly because I think a lot of people feel as though their goals are silly and they feel as though their goals are unattainable. And in actuality, I mean, every successful person in the world will tell you that it literally all starts from a thought. Like, it all starts from that mindset shift to where you go from thinking your goal is unattainable to realizing that it's extremely attainable, and realizing that there's people out there that are doing exactly what you want to do,
Mhm.
and arguably it came from a worse position than you or whoever is having that thought is in currently. And that's why I personally move so fast on into opening up that business, because I was sitting there thinking, and I'm like, I'm talking to some of these, or I'm listening to some of these industry owners and listening to their like stories of how they started their first business. Like, Andy is a perfect example. I mean, the guy made like $58,000 in his first 10 years of business, or
Yeah.
six
Yeah.
years, or something like that of business. I mean, just a tiny amount of money. And I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm like, man, he came from such a worse position than I'm in currently, and it's almost like I'd be wasting that ability not to take the first step.
Right. Right.
But being able to combine your goals, because some significant others may not want to stay at home. They may want to work. Their goal may be to become a doctor or a brain surgeon, or something that requires loads of work.
Yeah, absolutely. Even better. Even better.
Yeah, so it's
I
definitely important to have that conversation for sure.
Absolutely. I feel like me and my significant other are on that level we have, and she knows where I'm at in my life. And I will be honest, I thought about it for like probably 2 months long before I approached her about it, because I was scared she was gonna think I was goofy for being a 32-year-old man who wants to be a content creator. And honestly, I could have been more wrong. I was perceiving her the wrong way, and I was assuming that she was going to think these things when she really didn't. Like you said, though, these are conversations that we should have with our significant other, and if you don't, you'll never know. That's the biggest thing, is you'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
If I never had a conversation with her, I never would have took the leap to do it. And I couldn't be more satisfied with taking this slight little jump back into content creator. Like, is it going to happen overnight? It's definitely not. This is something that's going to take time, consistency, and consistent motivation, dedication, and I'm well aware of that. I feel like with the people I have in my life right now, like her, you, my best friend, and listen to the people I listen to on social, like not social media, but on YouTube and stuff. Um, Reading my books lately have helped a lot. I really feel like that this could really, really, I feel like it's obtainable. Like you said, I feel like it's really, really obtainable, because you see so many people doing it, and the world's full of such a huge majority of people that you could attract different crowds. It's all about getting that one take. It's like TikTok, man. Just getting that one video, that one segment to go viral. And it hooks. And once it's hooked, it's over with, man. You just gotta stick with it. I don't believe in coincidences. And I believe that if you put, I said this in my video the other day, when you put enough good out in the world, it will be reciprocated back. Like, it will return back in tenfold. It's just a matter of when. Cassie says I could definitely be a homebody and maintain the house, family, and a hard belly. It's just not straight out of hand and not making my own cash money. I would suggest a part-time job, baby. Stay a nurse, be part-time nurse. Part-time.
That's like me and my wife. We've talked. We've been together for going on 12 years now, and
nice.
So we know each other pretty pretty well. There's not much we don't know about each other, but it's definitely a good thing to, like, in a new relationship. It's a good thing to talk about goals, because it definitely is a turning point to share goals in a relationship, because and it can tell you a lot about about the other person, because if you're in a good, healthy relationship and that person really truly cares about you, they're not going to shoot your goals down, and they're not going to make you feel bad about desiring certain goals and obtaining certain things and doing certain things. And that's something, early on in a relationship, a big thing that my wife, she coaches a high school cheer team, and she has a super big passion for coaching and cheerleading. And one big thing that she's always wanted to do is own her own cheerleading gym, and on top of that, own a business doing like a wedding dress, like a bridal business. And I mean, those are two, like, really tough to obtain goals, because they require a lot of overhead. But they're all very doable. And I remember she was pretty worried about sharing those goals with me, because she kind of felt like the fact that they're so tough to obtain just makes it silly to think that it's possible. And but it very much so is possible. And we actually worked out like a little plan of how to obtain that and how to get to that point, and some stuff that we could do to kind of help speed the process up and everything. So just working together.
Oh yeah, man, that's what it's all about. Teamwork makes the dream work, and especially if you can have your significant other and you can help her and she can help you. Like, that's where the that's where it's going to work out. It's going to be good. I pretty much, that's where I'm at with myself. Like, Cassie has not been on the channel yet. I think she was in her stream the other night for the first time when we did the IRL, but I think it'd be cool to have her incorporated, get people to know her a little bit. I know it's gonna be weird for her first, she's never really done it. So I mean, you can attest to this, that going on camera is not the easiest thing at first, but it's something you can adjust to.
Oh yeah, it's not easy at all going on camera first thing, and it's tough. It's tough. I mean, I'd done, I had a little YouTube channel too, and back in the day, and I remember having doing Twitch and everything, and Twitch, especially Twitch, man. I never forget, like, the first couple of times I streamed, like, I was legit, like, scared. Like, I was legit nervous. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, here I am streaming to, like, one person, and that's my wife that's, like, watching on the other man. And here I'm, like, all nervous, because I'm like, oh, Tim the Tatman's gonna raid me with 50,000 people.
Right. We're chasing that whole, and at the end of the day, that's what you think's gonna happen and what might happen. And in reality, even if it does, you might sponge off of off of somebody's rate of that, like a handful of people. That's it.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
I've seen it happen time and time again.
people really think that they're gonna get this huge raid and they're gonna blow up. Like, no, man, you gotta have some kind of value to your channel, some kind of value to your content. And if you don't offer anything, at least entertainment, including myself, this applies to me as well. But if you don't have some kind of value or entertainment to your channel, you're not gonna get views. Because I was pumping out the content on YouTube like, boom, video, and some videos would get thousands. There for a while I was average like 3,000 views on some of my videos, but that was when I was putting them out. I was putting a lot of time into them, and they were pretty spicy. You know what I mean? They had some eating challenge ones. You had some workout ones with Rim and Ryan. Those ones really seemed to be like where my money makers were. But that's the problem with Twitch. You have so many people streaming. This is a subject that I like to talk. I want to talk about, but I'm afraid that people might hear it and take the wrong. They might look at it from the wrong angle and think, okay, Troy's a piece of shit for saying this. But I don't even know how to even word it. But we brought it up. I got to talk about it. There's so many people that view that stream or make content because they claim that they enjoy it, this and that, and that's awesome. That's awesome. But at the same time, they're doing it, and it's like a lot of times you try to kind of give them a view, or you're going to help them out, and it just seems like they have I don't feel the passion. I don't feel the hype that they claim they have for it. I just feel like they're doing it to do it, hoping that doing that wishing shit, hoping that something will come fall in their lap. And you gotta have some kind of drive, dude. Like, you have to have some kind of uplifting to yourself, some kind of passion, some kind of, I don't know what I'm trying to say, some kind of wow, some kind of wow. If you don't have a wow, then people are just gonna be like, oh, another guy sitting playing video games, or another guy talking about YouTube videos about fitness or food or healthy foods. So with me, not trying to transition here, with me going back to YouTube, I know this. Like, okay, I'm watching my old videos. I'm like, these videos are fucking lame. I'm sitting in the same spot for 20 minutes. I cannot do that anymore. If I'm going to preach and talk, it's gotta be a minute and a half tops. I gotta switch and go to another angle. It just gives the person this feeling that they're watching a movie. And what's crazy is I was at the movies tonight watching Suicide Squad, the second one, with my oldest son. I was direction. Then they go to the front of them, to the back of them, to the front of them, to the back of them. I'm like, dude, that little scene right there probably took 30 minutes to take, just for them to get those fucking cuts. I'm like, this is crazy. That's all I'm thinking about while I'm watching this movie, which was a decent movie, by the way. But it's just, I don't think I even explained it very well. It may not make a lot of sense to you, but hopefully it did.
What did you think about the starfish?
I wasn't sure what to think about that, man. That's your enemy, a fucking starfish with mind control.
Shoot the things out of his. Oh.
Yeah, dude, like, they were definitely went a little far with the funniness on that, but it was actually okay. What about the weasel, man?
It was bad. It was. Dude, that movie just geeked me out so bad.
It did, man.
Like, what is going
From the
on?
beginning, they died. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Weasel's dead? Good God.
Man.
I missed the food challenges. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was saying it makes total sense.
All right. I guess, I mean, like I said, I got a lot of, I wanted to word it better, because I don't want to word it the wrong way where people are thinking I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to be a piece of shit. I don't want to be an asshole, I guess is what I'm saying. If you're going to do something, make sure you do it to the fullest and enjoy it. Fucking enjoy it, man. My biggest problem with return to streaming was I was so paranoid that my numbers were going to be low and people were going to laugh at me. And I realized my numbers have not been, the highest times my numbers have been was when I got rated by somebody like 40 some people. And then the time, I think my first or second stream back, we hit like 25 people. After that, it's been 2 to 5, man. And that's okay, because it just shows who's going to be around when this shit goes somewhere. And I had to let go of that fear, that fucking handicap in my mind telling me like, oh my God, look at your numbers, look at your numbers. And once I erased that thought process, it's just been smooth sailing. It's been uphill since then.
I mean, one of my favorite it's actually a combination of quotes from Andy and
I do miss a
Seth,
few challenges,
two things that they
KGP.
both always say,
Same here, bro. I can't
and
stand my
combining
videos.
them
I said it's
together
private.
makes almost like my favorite.
Why not,
my
right,
favorite,
KGP?
Seth Ferrosi always says, "Work in silence."
Absolutely.
So he always says, he's always saying, "Work in silence, work in silence, work in silence." And you got Andy, he actually does say that at some points, but Andy usually just says, "Do the work." And he's like, do the work that you need to do the work, do the work, do the work, do the work. And whenever I hear, I'm sure you've heard Andy's like Q&A sessions that he does when people ask questions about various stuff and whatnot. And a lot of them are business oriented questions because obviously he's, dude's a multi-millionaire. I mean,
He's a multi-millionaire businessman. Right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's safe to assume that he knows a good amount of stuff when it comes to business. But the way he answers those business questions, there's always like a underlying tone to the way he answers it that just screams, you already know what you need to do. You just need to do it.
Oh yeah.
And every single time he answers, it's so obvious that literally all he really wants to say is, you know what to do, just do it. But here's the deal, man. If everybody did the right thing, and if everybody put 110% into their business, there wouldn't be a market.
Right.
Because a market has to have ups and downs. A market has to have scale. A market has to have points. It has to have losers and it has to have winners.
Absolutely.
And that sounds so morbid and so terrible. And I'm not saying that like anyone's a loser or anything.
Right.
But I'm just saying that's the real world. I mean,
it's the reality of it.
There's people that fail and there's people that win. And just because you fail doesn't mean you're a terrible person. I mean, I would vouch to say that someone who failed, you could even put them more successful than someone who didn't try. I mean, the majority of people don't even try.
Yeah.
But then they'll turn around and they'll say, "Oh, well, you failed, so that makes you a bad person." No, it doesn't make them a bad person because they actually put in the work and they gave it a shot. I mean, at least they tried. At least they actually tried to put into work. And most people, most of the time, people that fail multiple times are the people that actually get success, because you fail enough times and you finally start to figure out what works. I mean, I know in my journey with business and also fitness, I can't even count the amount of times that I failed on diet, on workout, on financial business stuff. I can't even count how many times I failed. But with every time I failed, I learned something about myself, and I learned something new that I didn't know. So
that's it, man. I mean, you pretty much said it all well. You said it really well. There's just do the work and do it in silence. And it took me, I hate myself for taking that long to understand what that meant, because for so long, I'm not the type of person, when I watch a video, in my head I think, okay, well, where's the answer? Like, give me the fucking answer. But the truth is, the truth is, my guy, is that there is no answer. The answer lies within the statement. You have to seek it out yourself. No one could actually give you the fucking equation to the answer to the equation. They don't have it. But what they have is the tools. They're basically saying, hey, this is the path you have to take. It may not be the least resistant path, but it's going to get you the answer you're seeking. It's a lot of like Pope type shit, dude, or I don't know who else to say. Monk mindset. Like, you have to do these certain things in life, whether it be work, relationship, yourself, being a father, being a boyfriend, being whatever it may be. You have to do these certain things day in and day out, week in, week out, or you're not going to get what you're looking for. Let's circle back to what you said about businesses. If everybody was just 100% a fucking business mindset person, successful, and they're all just doing great, everything's going smooth here, it wouldn't work, because there would be no ups and downs. There has to be some fluctuation, fluctuation. It's kind of like the best analogy I can use is drugs in a prison. Now, I know what people are thinking. Terrible idea to have drugs in there, but it happens. Too many drugs is bad. You have everybody ODing, everybody just hyped up. Not enough drugs. You have a lot of guys withdrawing, fiending, stealing. So you gotta have a balance. So there's gonna be a certain balance there. Yo, Yami, what's up, man? How you been? How's it going? But it's just through I would say the past 3 weeks, maybe even 4. I'm learning that there's no solid answer. Like, I was listening to a Seth Ursay video when this hit me, and he's like, you just gotta do the fucking work. You just gotta get up and go fucking after it. And then I'm listening to an Andy Frisella video talking about win the day. I'm like, motherfucker, it's easy for you guys to say this because you're successful right now. You're waking up with your own business. You're in a vitamin shop, your warehouses. I'm going to work for a job I hate. And then I start thinking long and hard. I guarantee you Seth went through some fucking low times. I guarantee you Andy did too. They talk about it. You just have to keep going through, day at a time, one project at a time. And each time, life is going to get a little bit closer to where you want to be. And eventually, you pave the way to your success where you can live like them guys do. It just takes consistency and time. And that's one thing that I'm slowly learning, that yo, Bounty Hunter, how you doing? Good to see you too, man.
Yeah, I mean, it is true. It is somewhat frustrating, especially in the content creation world. Because
how's your night going, Yami? How's your night going, Bounty?
Surrounded with a lot of, well, it doesn't even have to be content creation. I mean, pretty much any business that you start up, you're going to be heavily engrossed in the social network. Like, you're gonna be engrossed in social media. You're gonna be heavily set in marketing. So you're going to be seeing you're going to be inundated with a lot of social media information. And 9 times out of 10, you're also going to be comparing yourself to other industry standards. And that's Absolutely. Not a bad thing. I mean, especially if you're in a product oriented business, like, say, it's easy, for example, supplement sales. They're selling supplements. It's a good thing to go out and know what your competition has, because the supplement industry is so saturated that you got to have something unique. Like, you got to bring something to the market that solves a problem. And that's always something that, business owners and very successful entrepreneurs have always said. You got to figure out your market, and then you got to figure out a problem within the market. And then you got to figure out how you're going to solve that problem. And then you sell that solution. Basically, you sell a solution to a problem within a market that but those other industry owners, I mean, when was the last time you saw a multi-million-dollar person post on Instagram or Twitter and say, I fucked up today. I lost $1 million because I made a bad call on a company move and it was the wrong decision? Never. Like, you barely ever will see that ever on social media.
You don't see all the bad.
That person, they're just gonna, like Andy said before, and I've heard him say this.
Yo, guy, all you're gonna see appreciate that. You're absolutely right, though. Always push. Never easy, but the words always outweigh the bad. Absolutely.
That's only 50% of the story, and that's only 50% of what's really going on is their wins.
That's I mean, yeah, absolutely, and it's that's a lot of people's problems is it's we're stuck on thinking we have to win 24/7, and if we don't win, we're discouraged because we feel like we lost. But in all reality, like you said, you never really lost. Did you really lose? You always win something, whether it be, the day, or you hit your goal of 1,000 views on a video. It's just literally, yo, thanks, Dark Sky. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. It's the fact that you stepped out, you did more than the person that didn't do something. And then you 9 times out of 10, when you do lose, you learn something about yourself. Like you said, there's something to take away from it, and you can go, you know what, I may have not did this right, but I found out today that I'm capable of doing this, or I'm capable of doing that, or this is actually not the way to go. So now we know where to go, we know where to steer the ship. It's just so much goes into it, and I personally don't know shit about anything business wise. Like, I'm not going to pretend to. Not one part of me is going to say, oh yeah, I understand that, because I don't understand a fucking thing. I'm just throwing my fucking sail in the wind and going with it, and wherever it takes me, I'm going to try my best to do and be the best at what ever comes my way in front of me.
Yeah, and I think finding your, some of your like big pitfalls is always a good thing, because anybody looking to do anything, whether business related or content creation or whatever your goal is, there's going to be very specific things that you have that are specific to you, that are basically stuff that you have to work on. For me, for example, like I told you, last week when we were talking, I was talking about the whole seeking affirmation thing, and that was super tough for me to get over, and I still am not fully over it, because it's such a hard formed habit that I had, that whenever I had an idea, or whenever I had a passion project that I came up with, and I remember I was always so excited. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, this is such an awesome idea. And the first thing I would want to do is I would want to tell someone, and I literally would like go to a friend or someone, and a colleague, a coworker, and I would like just want to tell them about it and be like, hey, check this out. So, and I'd tell them about it, and it could be something, as small as, I don't know, product idea or just something. And I'd tell them about it, and their reaction, whether encouraging or not, would never meet my level of passion. As rightfully so, because they're not as passionate about it as I am. And that's how it's supposed to be. Like, just because I'm super passionate about something doesn't mean that they have to be, and they won't be. And I remember whenever I would get a response back, whether it was negative or positive, it would never, in my mind, hold up to my level of passion. And that would immediately instill a negative thought into my brain that I would think, oh, maybe this isn't such a good idea.
Absolutely.
Or maybe this isn't that cool of an idea, or that sweet of an idea. And right out, before I even did any work on that project, anything, I was already starting on a negative mindset.
Already starting to doubt yourself.
Setting myself up for failure.
Yeah, I can relate to that so much, man. And it sucks because it's like a punch in the gut. You're so into it, and you're so proud of it, and you're like, man, I can't wait to hear you're waiting for someone to be like, you're waiting for someone to jump up and like pick you up off the floor and twirl you around and go, yeah, man, let's fucking do this. And nobody does. And you're like, where the fuck's your hype at, man? Like, I just said I'm about to do something huge. Get your bitch ass up so I can talk to you about this. But I learned through those moments of doubt, like self-doubt, and thinking to myself, like, man, okay, let's use streaming, for example. When I first started talking to my dudes about streaming, I had to go to my I had to go to like other friends that I didn't see on a day-to-day basis and ask them like, hey, you guys think this is a good idea? They're like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude, let's do it. You know, you talk to my coworkers, are like, I don't understand how people come in and watch you just sit there. I'm like, I don't know, man. I guess it's the same concept that people pay me to sit and watch somebody at work, you know, just through a technical device. But it was hard sometimes because you run these ideas by people and they just fucking they don't realize how much their reaction affects you and how much it can discourage you or motivate you. And it's not their fault. It's because we're just so passionate about it and we want to do it that we're looking for the admiration. And when we don't get it, we're like, fuck, man. Like, I was really hoping I get a different vibe from that. And then you start to doubt yourself, you start to question yourself, and you say, fuck it, man. Why am I going to do that anyways? I ain't going to be successful. I can't stream and be the next Tim Tap, man. I can't stream and be the next Ninja or, you know, whoever. But the truth be told is, yes, you can. Because you got to think, man. Every dog gets their day, you know what I mean? Every fucking squirrel finds a nut. It's just a matter of when. It's just like you said, dude, that negative energy you start to feel, you gotta shut that shit out. And that's where I think me and you are kind of on the same page right now. We're learning slowly to throw that shit away. And I really honestly would have to give credit to David Goggins' book, because he talks about how you can't let nobody get in your mind. You gotta callous your mind where you just don't take shit from nobody. If people doubt you, that's going to motivate you more. So when people told me I couldn't do, you know, this or that or that or this, I'm like, fuck them, dude. I'm going to do it just because they said I couldn't. Like, that's the mentality you got to have at the end of the day.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I called it.
like,
My turn comes early, cool, man.
Such a great
Hey,
example because
have a good one, man. I appreciate you stopping by, guy. We'll see you in the next one.
The
Take
fitness
care.
industry and the fitness world is so overly saturated with opinions
Absolutely.
and belief systems. And you know, if you're new into lifting, you know, you go to a gym and you go around to every single person at gym and you ask them a simple question like, oh, I don't know, how should you how should you do a deadlift? Like weight, reps, form, everything. How should you do it? Guarantee you, there potentially won't be two people with the same answer. Everyone will have a different answer. Everyone will have a different opinion. Some of them may be just fundamentally wrong. A lot of them may be fundamentally right. But having all those opinions isn't good when you really, now, I mean, obviously, if you're brand new in the gym, you have no idea what you're doing.
Right.
Seeking professional help is awesome because, I mean, it'll save you from injury. It'll teach you how to do the proper form. And it's one thing to ask for advice and whatnot, but when it comes to goals, like when it comes to what you want to look like, how you want to feel, that is where you just can't let other people's opinions dictate your mindset, because it will absolutely ruin you, because everyone's gonna have a different opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to weight, you know, there may be people in your family that may think that you should look a certain way that you don't want to look. Like, you know, you may want to be, you know, muscular. You may want to be a bigger guy. But you know, someone in your family may want you to be skinny. And you know, you can't let that opinion dictate the way you think. And that's where that working in silence comes so important. And it's almost like, if you want to picture it, it's like going to the gym. You see these guys at the gym, like with a hood over his head, with some over the ear earbuds popped over the top of the hoodie, wearing a hat, just by himself, just doing work. Like that guy's working through some shit.
Right, absolutely. That dude's definitely working through some shit that you don't want to even know about. Leave that man be.
And he does it, yeah, and he doesn't, and he's not looking for advice. He's not looking for affirmation. You know, he's in there, he knows what he needs to do. He's knocking his work out. He's moving on. And he's gonna let his actions speak louder than words, and that's how you gotta live your life. You gotta figure out. You gotta get used to talking to yourself. You gotta get used to talking to yourself mentally and working through your goals by yourself. Because super successful people will tell you, they'll all say the same thing. It's very lonely at the top.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Because it's a sad reality, but nobody wants to be a part of the journey until you're already at the end of the journey. We can reaping all the success and rewards. I don't know that from personal experience, but I know that's what a lot of entrepreneurs talk about. Like when they start the journey, they start like imagine Jeff Benzo, whatever the fuck his name is, Bezos. Imagine him, right? He worked out of his garage, started his business years ago out of a garage, and everyone probably laughed at him. His friends probably like, "What are you doing this for, dude? Why?" And now look at him. Guaranteed the same people that were hitting him up or like telling him to come party, come drink, come do this. I guarantee those same people hit him up for a job at some point. I guarantee some people are hitting him up now like, man, remember we used to hang out all the time, bro? Yeah, dude, where were you at when I was in my 10-year gap of grinding my ass off and I was asking for help? Where were you at then? Like, believe me, on everything I had within me, with God himself within me, I'm going to remember who was there for me. So when I do get where I'm going, I'm not going to be condictive, or I'm not going to be arrogant about it. I'm going to let my actions and who I am speak for me. That's all. Like you said, it's going to be like the equivalent to being in the gym, wearing a hoodie, working out. I'm not going to, nobody needs to see me in a cutoff. I know what I got. It don't matter what they think I have. That's where I'm going with this. And I'm going to remember my peoples who were there for me. And then when we get to the top, they're going to be, I'm going to remember, like, where were you at when I had one viewer in my chat? Where were you at when I asked for a Q&A video and you just liked it and put a question on it? Like, where were you at? I'm going to remember those things. I'm going to remember those moments. And it's weird because I don't have the greatest memory. I can always remember when I got screwed over by somebody or felt like I didn't get support from somebody that was claiming they were supporting me, I guess.
Well, I think when you're looking at getting advice and like positive feedback from successful people, like for example, earlier we were talking about how you listen to like a podcast or something and you're like, what's the answer? Like what's the answer? You're telling me do the work, you're telling me do this, but what's the answer? How is this gonna make me wealthy? Like, I don't understand. How is doing 75 hard? 75 days.
Yeah.
How is working out twice a day, outside, sticking to a diet, cutting out. How is that gonna make me wealthy? And how are you, like, why?
Brandon Freeman, do you, man? Glad to see you back.
Who is an absolute,
hey, I appreciate that. Next stop by, I appreciate you stopping in, man.
Pinnacle of wealth. How is he?
We're gonna do what's till the end, brother.
Saying that this is what you need to do. Like, do this, like, so heavily. Like, he promotes 75 hard super heavily. And he never once is like, hey, this is how you get rich. He never once says that. But he literally just says, hey, do this, do 75 hard, do 75 hard, do this. Well, it's because these action steps that these entrepreneurs, these very successful entrepreneurs, are telling you to do, they're not meant to directly make you rich. They're not meant as a immediate funnel of money into your bank account. Or it doesn't even have to be money. Like we talk about money because that's just the easiest form of success.
Yeah.
And it's true,
I do appreciate the welcome back though, Brandon. I do appreciate it. Feels good to be back. Getting rid of the things again. Got a new video coming out Friday. It's gonna be a nice one again.
But
better. Each one's gonna be better.
These tasks and these things that these very successful entrepreneurs are telling you to do, like 75 hard, they are meant to instill the mindset and discipline that it takes for you to be able to achieve the goal that you do. Because at the end of the day, most people, I would argue to say 100%, in all honesty, of people that have a very set goal that they want to be, that the way they want to look, type of muscle they want to have, or amount of money that they want to make, or job that they want to do. Most, if not 100% of those people know exactly the steps, or at least the process of finding the steps of how to achieve that goal. It's just a matter of doing it consistently, doing it every day, and prioritizing it almost above everything else in your life, specifically comfort, prioritizing it and being uncomfortable. And I'll tell you what, the one thing that 75 Hard will teach you to do is to be uncomfortable, but to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Oh my
Because getting up at 6 a.m. in the morning, walking outside when it's raining, but getting your 45-minute walking in the rain, you're sitting there walking, you're like, damn, why am I doing this? But then you realize I'm fucking doing this.
Right. It teaches you,
and
like you said, man, it teaches
that
you
discipline.
Yeah.
Because making $1 million, if your goal is $1 million, if your goal is to make $1 million,
sure, brother, be watching for sure. Hey,
there's
I appreciate it, man. I really do, Brandon. Thank you very much. I appreciate the support. I know it's been some time since I put out a video.
Complete tasks
So I appreciate it.
And it's gonna be uncomfortable, and it's gonna suck, and you're just going to have to learn to be able to live in that state of uncomfortability and that mindset, and to be able to push through it, and to realize that I can do this, and I'm going to be uncomfortable for a little bit. It's going to suck, but that's all right. I've been uncomfortable before, and I worked through that, and I achieved that. So this isn't anything different.
Hey, fucking amen. That's what it's all about, and that's where I decipher. I'm sorry. That's where I differentiate with my coworkers so much. It's not the fact that I want to get out and do my own thing. It's the fact that it's ultimately the fact that I'm more disciplined. And no, I'm not saying I'm better. Like I would never say that about anybody. Some of the guys I work with are great individuals. They got hearts of gold. They mean well. They're just, they're comfortable with working for the man and being okay with just being treated like complete dog shit on the bottom of somebody's boot. That's not me. I'm better than that place. I'm better than the what they treat us. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not better than anybody there. I'm just better than the job itself, and I know that. And I got more to offer the world than to watch somebody for 8 to 16 hours and say, "Yep, they're alive, they're breathing, we count them, they're all here." So, what I'm saying is, like, I'm more disciplined than them. I eat clean. I train 5 days a week, sometimes 4 when I can only get it in 4 days a week. I make it a priority to make sure I find time to stream, to follow my passion with my content creating. I make it another priority to make sure I don't exclude time with my girlfriend, my kids, or my small circle. Am I running on fumes of sleep some days? I fell asleep today sitting on the couch. Me and my girlfriend were sitting with our youngest. I haven't napped in forever, Reg. And I dozed off sitting up. And she like Snapchat me a video of me falling asleep. I don't remember falling asleep. I woke up to laying beside her, and I remember like faintly my youngest was trying to get me to help him with something. She's like, no, let Daddy sleep. He's tired. And she was right. She sees what I go through. She sees all the sacrifices I make and everything I do for her, the kids, for my friends, to make time for their events, for my mom, for my parents, my sisters. Like I make all these sacrifices to give my time up, to spend time with them, quality time, to make memories, to make everlasting memories with them. I go to work for a job I can't stand just to provide that money to do those extra things. And now I'm using this job as a platform that's going to fund my success to get out of there. So the job itself is fucking up, man, because they're allowing me to come there and work extra hours, make more money. You're going to push me out the door sooner. You're going to motivate me sooner. You're going to make me you're going to callous me to be stronger sooner. And that's where they're messing up. Like, shit's getting real right now. They don't even see the fucking monster they're creating within me. good monster. Like I'm the good kind. So like, it's an emotional subject because I've been disciplined most of my life because not by choice, but because I had to be because I didn't have anything else. I didn't have anybody hand me a car. I didn't have anybody hand me paychecks or hand me money for food for lunch. I went days without food at lunch at schools. I had to eat when I got home, whatever we had, which most of the time was bologna and, fucking old bread. I had to live off ramen noodles. That's why I don't eat ramen noodles to this day. I won't touch them. It's not because I don't like them. I've had them so much in my life. I refuse to settle for that fucking pack of 50-cent noodles ever again. I told myself I'm better than that. I worked my ass off to be able to buy something, some real fucking soup, some Campbell's or something, man. Don't give me that petty ass fucking ramen. And
chunky.
some chunky, man. I want some fucking chunkiness in my life. And my girlfriend sees the sacrifice I give up for that. So for her to be on board with everything, it means the fucking world to me because more than I can express because it's hard, man. Like you said, you gotta be willing to give up part of everything in your life to be successful with this. And I'm willing to do that to some extent. I'd be lying if I said that I was willing to give up everything because I'm not. Like I'm content with my life, my girlfriend, my kids, my house, all of that. But like if I gave up free time, drinking, partying, dude, have that shit. Take it. I'll give you the next 10 years of it, 20 years of it. Give me fucking everything I'm going after. Not even give me. Just give me the strength to go work for it. Give me the drive. So like for instance, tonight it's 11:30. I'll get to bed about 12:30 tonight. Yo, Delph White, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome. I'm glad you stopped in. Thank you. Tonight I won't get to bed till 12:30. I had to wake up at 5:45 to get my oldest up to take him to school. He goes to school at 7:15. I'll drive to my middle boy's school and we'll sit for an hour to drop him off at school. And then I drive back home and I hang out with my youngest. It's all, I have all these responsibilities. I have people leaning on me and I love it because that's what I want to do, man. I don't get the chance to sleep anymore. I'm not going to have that availability. I'm okay with that though. If I was to quit my job today and say, fuck you to that place, I literally wouldn't even sleep in ever again. I wouldn't care to. I'd wake up every fucking morning, 4 a.m. on the dot. I'm getting up, I'm doing my cardio, I'm going after this shit. I'm getting the day started, I'm creating content, I'm going to do my workout. I would bust my ass to where by 10 o'clock in the morning, I got everything done and my day's won. I can say I've won the fucking day, man. I can go get my kids, I can go do shit with them, I can hang out with them. Wherever I wanted. I want to take a fucking nap, I would take a fucking nap, but I don't know if I really would. I'd feel like shit if I did that. But maybe if I get to a good spot where I'm doing successfully good. But I think I'm kind of getting off the tracks here, but mainly discipline. Discipline is something that I had to incorporate in my life, not even by will at times. But now that I have this understanding of it, where it's going to take me, it's helped me stay on track even more because I look back and think, nobody got you this, Troy. Nobody bought you the nice clothes you have. Nobody bought the nice house that you have. Nobody gave you the nice truck you have. Nobody gave you the fucking nice PC set you have. Like, you worked for everything you have. And you see kids nowadays get everything they fucking want because that's life. Because, I was able to get it, so I want to make sure my kid was able to get it, so I got it for him. No, motherfucker. The reason why you value it so much is because you worked for it and you weren't given it. If it was given to you, I was given a Game Boy one time, a color Game Boy, and Yo, welcome in. Tyler me with the raid at 9. What's up, my man Tyler with the raid? Let's go. What is good? Welcome. Thank you for that raid. I appreciate it. How are we doing tonight? Wife of Frodo, how are you doing? Welcome. I truly appreciate that, man. I truly appreciate that. I'm Hush. How you doing, brother? Welcome. I really appreciate the raid. Thank you so much, Tyler. You picked a good night, man. We're in here I'm kind of babbling and ranting, so Reg is probably thankful you guys came in to shut me up.
You're on some good stuff, man. Also good on a good conversation. You're making a good point. I think I think that one thing that what you were actually talking about, one thing that just made me think about it while you were talking was you're talking a lot about how aspects of your life has kind of forced you to create discipline in your life. Like kids, for example, kids is a big one, especially when it comes to sleep. Because, most people have the decision to sleep in or have the decision to not do something. But when it comes to having a kid, as you know all too well, you don't have that decision. You can't just say, you know what, tomorrow I'm off. I'm going to sleep in tomorrow. I'm going to sleep until 9-10 o'clock tomorrow. You can't, because you got a kid you got to take care of. You got another mouth you got to feed. And so it comes down to where you've had several situations in your life, whether you wanted to or not, that have forced you to be disciplined or forced you to have that disciplined mindset. And I think that that's super important to get across to people that are not in that situation currently, but will probably be in a very similar situation in the future. To go ahead and start working on being in that uncomfortable disciplined state, so that when that time comes, they don't feel like they're forced to be uncomfortable, or they're used to it at that point. So that's why these entrepreneurs and these people, that's why they harp so hard on learning to be uncomfortable and disciplined now, when you have the opportunity to choose. Because more than likely there's going to come a time in the journey of being successful, or just the journey of life, which I would view having kids as a form of success. And I think anyone with kids would agree with that.
Yeah.
That you're just going to be forced, and you're just going to be forced to be disciplined, and you're going to force to be in an uncomfortable situation. So when you have the opportunity to choose, that's when you actually really want to take advantage of that. And a lot of these entrepreneurs see people just not taking advantage of that decision at that time period in their life, where they're just not choosing because they have the choice. And your body likes being comfortable. And it's going to fight you tooth and nail to get back to that, comfortable state.
That's the harsh reality of it, brother. Is prime example is running a mile. If you haven't ran a mile or even walked a mile, let's just start with a walk. Get your shoes on, your nice running shoes, or your best pair of shoes you have, and just go walk a mile at a fast pace. Your body's going to be like, I'm not walking this fucking mile, dude. Turn your happy ass around and go sit back on that fucking couch. But you have to be disciplined enough to say, no, man, fuck that. We got to go do this to prove to myself. Of course, this is me speaking from, like, if I'm in my head. I ran a mile yesterday. So this fucking dude had his shirt off at the gym. Whatever. I don't care. I don't judge people. I try not to. Dude was sweating profusely. Like, you ever seen the meme of, like, Key and Peele where the dude's, like, sweating? This dude looked like a replica. It looked like a replica of him at the gym on a treadmill. I'm on the treadmill beside him, and fucking sweat flinging everywhere. I'm like, oh, hell no, dude. So we exchanged a little bit of words about it. I was like, fuck this, man. I'm so mad about this. I'm going to go outside and run a mile. I went out back to the gym and ran a mile. I haven't run a mile since before vacation, well before vacation. Probably a month or month and a half. I'm like, all right, I got this. Like, I was running a mile a day in 6 minutes. Buddy, I ran in 8 minutes flat. It was 8 on the dot when I stopped. And I was so out of breath and my lungs burned so bad. There was part of me that wanted to stop. I got halfway to the halfway mark. I'm like, I could just walk the rest of the way. But I started thinking, I'm uncomfortable right now. If I want to be successful with this, if I want to do anything with this and start a pattern again, I have to be uncomfortable. My lungs hurt. My legs hurt. They hurt today. My knees were hurting. Bottom of my feet were hurting because I worked fucking 80 hours in the past 2 nights, it seems like. And my feet were hurting the worst. But I mean, corny as fucking whatever. I was literally thinking like David Goggins. Like, what would he be thinking right now? That dude was talking about some of the most brutal shit he went through at Hell Week. I'm like, dude, I could run this petty ass fucking half mile. Let's go. Got it done. Still ran a mile and 8 flat, and that still wasn't even me potentially pushing my fullest. But like you said, the body knows you want to be comfortable, so it tries to convince you it. You just have to fight back and be disciplined enough to say, I'm not going for it, man. It ain't happening. And the body will go where the mind takes it. That's what a lot of people forget, is that the body will always go where the mind takes it. It's able to go wherever you want to take it, but you just have to be willing to let the mind do, think it and conceive it and achieve it.
And it is important to note too, because we're surrounded in this style of living where, you're looking to obtain a certain goal, or you're looking to like either start a business or start a YouTube page or something. You're definitely going to come across some people who offer a really strong sense of perspective. Like David Goggins is a perfect example, because the dude he went through literal hell, and
Yeah.
he is, he's very successful, and it's very easy to compare yourself to that, and to not compare your current hardships to his hardships, but to basically say, like, oh well, he had it this hard, and so I don't have it hard at all. And that's definitely a mindset worth having. But you also have to be able to separate comparative perspective with your current perspective. And basically what I mean by that is, it's very easy to create a perspective of comparing your hardships to his hardships, and then downplaying your current situation.
Absolutely.
By basically saying, like, I don't have it near as bad as he has it, is one thing, but you can't allow that to then make your mindset believe that your current situation is any less than it is. Because everybody has different hardships, and the fact that it's real simple. Like, you have a goal, you meet the goal, and you win, and it's a W. And that's really it. And no matter how hard your W is compared to how hard another person's W is, doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, all that person's going to remember is the win. And the journey is definitely worth remembering, and it's definitely worth throwing some perspective. But being able to separate that comparative perspective with your current perspective is super important, because it's just a whole nother source of negative energy that can fall into your life unknowingly.
That's the worst kind too, is when you don't know it's coming, because then you're not prepared to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, though. I think everyone has different hardships, and we all deal with it in different ways. But when you read other people's stories, you're like, man, maybe I didn't have that bad of life. But you cannot undersell your story. I consider my story one of the unfortunate ones in my life, but I don't share it very often. But I will every now and then hit and touch on it, just because I have friends who admit, they're like, yeah, man, I remember you growing up, like, you didn't exactly have a whole lot. I also have friends who are like, you turned out good for where you came from, and that hits home a lot. It makes me feel good, because I could have went down a bad road of, I was a juvenile delinquent. I never really got heavy into drugs. That's one thing I'm thankful for. I never really fucked with any of that stuff. And I just woke up one day and decided, I realized that nobody's going to do anything for me at a young age. I can really say this, like, I realized nobody's going to do my schoolwork for me. I realized that, fuck, I still didn't even graduate high school, but I tried. I did cheat. I worked really hard at cheating. If I just applied it to doing the work, I might have graduated. I thought it was easy to cheat, man. I'll just copy somebody. But the key to successful life, I mean, I have a very successful life still. Just even if you take business and everything out of it, like you said, man, having my kids. I have 4 beautiful kids in my life that look up to me, think the world of me. That alone is amazing to me because some people unfortunately don't get to experience that. And I think everybody should experience being a parent because it's a wonderful trait. It's a wonderful gift to be able to love somebody else more than yourself. Like when you have love for anything in this world, you'll go above and beyond for it. It it motivates you to just push your limits every day because you gotta learn you have to learn patience for one. You have to learn how to take care of somebody else when they can't take care of themselves. It just puts a lot of things in perspective where you're like, man, I thought my mom was just fucking lazy and didn't do this or that. Or if you had a great childhood, you could say, man, my parents did a lot for me and I never realized it because I was so busy thinking that they should do this for me when in reality, they have to do any of this for me. They did it out of kind of their heart because they love me. And to this day, I see spoiled kids. It breaks my heart to see that because it's like, man, your parents don't have to do that shit for you. They do it because they love you. They genuinely love you more than themselves. So they want to give you more than they give themselves. The majority of parents do.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, gotta be caught like that's you have to. It's kind of contradictory, but like if money is your goal and you want to be successful and you tie success to money, which is okay to do because even like when you're talking about family, if family memories are something that you're passionate about obtaining, a lot of times that costs money, and having more money will obviously make it easier to to have more of those family experiences and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you to be successful and to have a lot of money, you have to be comfortable and you have to be okay with not having a lot of money. Even if you currently have money, like even if you currently have a comfortable amount of money, if you want to be really wealthy, you have to be comfortable and you have to be okay with not having any money. The reason
Right.
why is because the road to true wealth and actual true financial independence is riddled with losing money. Because I mean, you hear all these successful stockbrokers and all these successful entrepreneurs that started businesses. There's always one thing in common: you gotta spend money to make money. And there's also a big thing in common with like business startups, like Andy, for example, like we were talking about earlier, where he's making $600 a month, starting this business, living in the back room.
I live
I
off
mean,
that.
he's very, he wasn't making anything, but he was just driving off of his vision, and he was okay because at the end of the day, it wasn't about the number in his bank account. It was about that number in his bank account allowing him to properly reach his goal and to basically assist him in reaching his true goal. And my brother told me something a long time ago that's always stuck with me. My brother is he's 42 years old, and he's very successful in the IT industry. He works for a very prominent cell company as an architect, an IT architect, making very good money, really good money, and he's very frugal and whatnot. And he has 2 kids, and they're always going, doing these crazy things. And he told me something a while ago. They took this trip one time down to Georgia. And there's this place in Georgia where you can literally drive tanks. Like
Damn.
obviously they moved the munitions and everything out of it. but you could literally drive tanks. And they went and they drove tanks. Now, obviously, that's kind of an expensive experience to go
Yeah.
through. But a lot of people would be like, man, you could have like saved that money and this and that. And he told me something. He said, when I'm on my deathbed, I'm not gonna remember how much money was in my bank account at that given day. But what I will remember is that time when we went to Georgia as a family and we drove tanks. That's what I'm gonna remember when I'm on my deathbed.
Amen, brother.
And so that's like, when you're looking at making a lot of money, that's going back to where we like first talked about this podcast. It's like you gotta find that purpose as to what that money is going to be utilized for. And that's what's going to really actually get you to be able to be successful.
That's absolutely right. I'm about 2016 is when I started thinking that that's what life should be spent on, experiences, not on materialistic things. And the minute you start doing that, you start having all these memories. So then you're sitting around with the guys or whoever, or the girls, and they start, you start telling stories about, I've been to California, I've been to Florida, I've been to Nashville many times, I've been to Pennsylvania, I've been to many states. The only state I haven't really been to, like, the only like state I've been to that I didn't get to like really visit, hang out in would be like, I think Indiana. I went there for a car one time. But most of the time when I went to a state, I did something in that state to say, well, I did that in Indiana, or I did that in Texas, or I'm just using examples. I've never been to either state, unfortunately, but I have goals to go to these states because I have goals to just fucking do things, man. I want to go vacations. I want to go hang out with my friends in different areas just to be able to have stories to tell. Because you know how many stories I have developed through my experiences that I spent money on doing. So, Vegas. I went to Vegas twice. I don't have a lot of great stories, but I know that I have a lot of great memories. I've been to Nashville, like I said, 6 times, which Nashville, if nobody knows, is like the nation's mini Vegas. It's an amazing time. It's fun. I think everybody should experience once in their life. Go down there to Nashville and hit the bar scene up. It's a great experience. People down there were real nice. It seems like always going to the beach in North Carolina because honestly, nobody wants to drive to fucking Florida. It's too far. But I've been to Florida twice. Both times are beautiful. Been to North Carolina twice. Both times are beautiful. Been to Virginia Beach. Was a good time. It's about experiences. So if I have a chance to go out, hang out with my friends, I don't go out for that drink. Like, you know what I mean? I don't remember the last time me and my girlfriend when I got slaughtered. I know we went out with our friends for dinner and time to hang out and talk about life, just share laughs. And I don't consider that as like going out partying. I consider that time set aside to be social with your friends. And if there's times that we don't get to do it, we totally understand because we have kids. I have my goals right now I have set up that take priority over a lot of things. But I still have an obligation. Anybody still has an obligation to your friends and family to still try to be a part of certain things. So I know a lot of people are like, well, I gotta grind 24/7, every free minute, every free hour. Do that and see where it gets you. Like, go ahead and do that. And if you can push through and do it every single minute, every single day, and still have love for it, then by all means, you were meant to fucking do what you're doing, because eventually you're going to burn yourself out. I've been there numerous times on numerous platforms. Once you burn yourself out, it is so hard to roll yourself back around because you feel like a failure. You hold yourself to a high level of accountability that you shouldn't be, due to what everyone else tells you, the opinions of others. The best thing to do is go at a pace that is respectful, that you can keep up with, that doesn't burn you out, but at the same time is getting you to move forward. Because there's no worse thing than going through the process and not progressing. Those are, if you don't see if you don't see progress, it's discouraging. I think anybody can vouch for that. There's been any kind of situation where they thought it should be. I mean, the best example I could say is like you feel like you ran 5 minutes on a treadmill and it's been 1 minute and you're dying. You're literally dying. And you're like, fuck, man, it's had to have been 5 minutes. Like, oh my God, it's been 1 minute, 20 seconds. Fuck, man, I'm never gonna get this done.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true.
I think what we need to do sometime is we need to set up. I I think this would be funny. We need to set it up to where we do like a speed roll. Like if we get enough people in here eventually, when we get enough people in here, they're conversing. Have them just speed roll topics, like a minute to discuss it. Like, okay, white bread, eat it or no, yes or no, and then you get a minute to explain why, yes or no, and then roll into the next topic. I think that'd be something cool to do.
That would be cool. I would enjoy that.
That'd be
I
so
would enjoy
fun.
that. I think that'd be pretty funny. Cause
Yeah.
I usually need like a little bit to acquire like my thoughts, like to actually like kind of formulate what I'm gonna say.
Right.
And so that would kind of force me out of that comfort zone.
Right.
I'd probably say some weird shit, man.
My so I kind of do a plan in my head. Like I go through and I think about topics I want to bring up, and I try to get the right wording so I sound a little bit more articulate when I talk. And I think that'd be something cool to do. It just dawned on me. I'm like, damn, dude, if we run on topics, we need to have people tell us some topics. I think I'm gonna do a Q&A video next couple weeks coming. I want to get a couple more videos out. Once I get those videos out, I get a little more interaction with each video. The goal for next video is to hit. I would love to hit. Since we hit over 250 views, I have to say we have to at least aim for 300 on the next one. I think we can do it. I think on my next video after this one that I do next week, I think I'm gonna bring up a Q&A, see if anybody be interested in that, and have them comment down. You know, if there's something they would do, I think it'd be cool to do a Q&A video. I just don't want to have a Q&A video with no questions. That would be a little hard to do.
Hey, I mean, you talking about 300 views. Your last video, you're at 300 views.
Is it 300?
Mm-hmm. 300 on the dot.
That's awesome, bro. So, damn. Okay, that means I've had like 50 views today because I looked at it this morning. It was like 260 something, I think.
300 on my side.
That's awesome, dude.
On the dot.
That's cool because we set the goal. Like I told you, it might have been a low goal, but I thought it was realistic for not putting a video out for some time. I'm like, I think 100 views would be cool, and now we're sitting at 300.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty dope. So yeah, the next one has to be 350 then.
I mean, one view would be cool, man. I mean, you gotta think about that. That's one person taking the time to pull up your video and watch it. So I mean, the fact that happened 300 times.
You're absolutely right. I guess I see. That's why we do these talks, man. Because I should have been thinking like that, and I wasn't.
It's a cigar. I'll tell you that much right now.
It just does something, man. I need a fat cigar. I didn't have one this last vacation.
Every thumbnail now, I'm just gonna have a cigar in it.
Bro, I didn't know what I was gonna make. Like as my thumbnail, that picture popped up. I'm like, let me see something. I literally did a little blur in the background, and I did the comeback. I'm like, that's it. That's it. That's the one.
That's the one.
It's like the comeback. I'm just lighting a fucking cigar up like a boss. Like, here I come. Oh wow.
That's some facts.
Yeah, man.
I do like that idea about the quick fire though. I think that'd be really fun.
Quick fire. That's what I was trying to think of. I couldn't think of
get some like people in, get some.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, I don't think we really have much of an issue about dead time or not having any topics to talk about. But
no, not at all.
But I do think that would be a really, really fun idea.
For sure. We always find a way to get topics going and rolling, the ball rolling. That's what makes it pretty unique to me. I
have to start ranting.
Yeah. My biggest problem is like I get on a topic and I literally like imagine my struggle is when I go on my videos, like I go through and delete a lot of shit because like I don't want to make it too long. I want to the point and I want it crisp. Like I want quality over quantity, and I just want people to go, damn, he's really, really put the time into these videos. So that's what I'm aiming for. But yeah, I think the quick fire that'd be a fun thing to do. I think it'd be funny too, because like someone could just be like, all right, shorts on, or shorts, pants, why? Well, shorts in the summer also because it's fucking hot, and pants because I look good in them. I don't know. People frown upon me wearing boxers to the gym, but I've done it.
No, you haven't.
No, I haven't. I lied.
Okay, all right. I was about to be like, hang on. Hold
Explain.
up. We're gonna have a story time. Pit stop story time.
Oh God, man. I last thing before
Hey, big.
before we round this up, or wrap this up, is what I meant to say. I just it's been a while since I've been this, I don't know how to word it, motivated, passionate about something again, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm fearful. The only thing I'm fearful of is I'm going to lose my motivation. That's one thing I'm trying to hang on to. So like, Cassie asked me last night, "Hey, are you streaming?" Last night she asked me, and I said, "Yeah." And she asked like, "Are you doing this? Are you doing that?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because I don't want to. I don't want to overdo it though, but I just don't want to lose. God, dude, like I've been in some low times in the past couple of years getting away from YouTube. I just don't want to lose that drive again to where I'm like, fuck this, dude, because I feel like that this is my last shot to push through to get this. I feel like if I don't do this now, I won't have the time again. I won't have the chance again. I don't want to lose that. So when we talk about fears and overcoming things, being disciplined, I think that's why I'm so strict on myself and being so disciplined about, okay, you gotta do this, gotta do that. Today I didn't get to edit as much as I wanted to because I hung out with my girl, my son, and that's okay. We're gonna grind it out, get it done. We're still ahead of schedule, but I just trying so just want to stick with it, and that's where again the fear. That's the only fear I kind of have right now.
Well, I think just real quick on that. One thing that that guy would say about Jocko Willink. One thing that he always preaches about is the fact that motivation is temporary and discipline is forever. And he talks about, when you're feeling unmotivated, that's totally normal. And that's more so why it's so important to work towards creating discipline, because again, motivation is a temporary feeling. Motivation is emotionally based. Your emotions obviously go up and down through not just scientific reasons, but also just mental reasons. And motivation comes from the brain, but discipline comes from the heart. And discipline is what's going to drive someone to that level of true success. Motivation, though, is important because motivation gets you up out of bed in the morning. Discipline makes you put on your running shoes and go on a run.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's said perfectly.
So it's good to have motivation, but it's also important to understand that motivation is just there for temporary, just until your discipline kicks on. And so that's kind of how I think about it. Like I always think like, all right, you know what? I feel motivated right now. That's great. That's good. Like I feel motivated, but I know there's going to be a time that I'm not going to be motivated. The gym is a perfect example of that. There's sometimes, very rarely, there's sometimes where I'm like, I go to the gym and I feel awesome. I'm like, man, this is awesome. I feel great. This is a great workout, like great pump. Like I just feel awesome. And then the other 99.9% of the time, I'm like, fuck.
I feel it.
Like, God. But that's when the discipline kicks in.
Absolutely.
There's no motivation left. So it's all right to lose motivation. That's just a part of life.
It is. I mean, you said it very fluently there. I mean, you fucking preached it really well. That was awesome. Made a lot of sense there. It's you gotta remember that too. I'm gonna try to remember that, stamp that in my mind. That motivation is just an emotion and discipline is in the heart. That's the biggest thing too, dude. Just stay disciplined. Doing things when you don't want to. I didn't want to wake up, go to work a couple days this past week, but I did it. I didn't want to go to the gym because I was tired, but I did it. Didn't want to record a video, but I did it. So it's all about just doing it, being disciplined. That's something I want to stick with.
All those choices you made were all based on discipline, not emotion. Because if you don't feel like doing it, you don't have emotion.
Right, right. Oh, I will say this though. I am fucking sore from my chest workout yesterday. I've not gone that hard since before vacation, and my dude's like, "No, man, let's go." I'm like, "Dude, you're fucking. Did someone pay you to kill me?" He's like, "What?" I'm like, "No, for real. Like, does someone pay you to fucking kill me, make me look like a freak gym accent? Because I feel like you're trying to kill me with these reps and this weight you're putting me through." It was brutal, but it felt good. Like I'm feeling really. I guarantee you, I'll be sore tomorrow. So sore. Let's use that word. Sore.
I'm right there with you, man. I knocked out legs yesterday, and today I went to bend over to pick up a box because I just felt like a badass.
Yeah.
And and my leg was like, "You're not that guy."
Yeah. You ain't that guy, pal. All right. I love that.
I like leaned over, I bent over, I picked up the box, and I just stayed there for a little bit. One of my coworkers was like, "Hey, you good, man? You good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm just gonna chill here for a little bit."
Like, you might give me a minute, just like a minute by myself, man.
I'll rethink some stuff. Me and my legs gonna have a little conversation.
That's fucking awesome, man. Well, it's about midnight. I'm gonna try to wrap this up, go read my book while I eat my last meal, and then I got a shower still, hit the sack.
Yeah, man.
But tonight was
always, it was awesome talking to you, and we will do this next week then.
Absolutely, next Tuesday. I can look forward to already. I think we had a good, successful night. YouTube brought in some new viewers. We had some good topics tonight, like solid fucking talks tonight, man, for real.
Yeah, I feel like getting like with every week, it's getting a little bit easier and easier and a little bit more like, I don't know. It just feels like I feel like we're just getting like more structured topics.
Yeah.
With every week. So, I don't know, man. It's good. It's working out, man.
Absolutely. Each one's got to be better. That's the goal. So you take care. You take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you tomorrow or something, buddy.
Yeah, man. We'll talk later.
Later, buddy.
All right, bye.
Oh, my fucking neck's hurting, man. Great topics tonight. Like, I think we really fucking crushed it there. Like, Reg, great fucking night, man. Great night. Can I...
Page, make sure to click in and say hello. My name is...
We had some people come in from other streams. The Industrial Revolution says consequences have been a disaster for the human race. The Industrial Revolution. I'm not too sure what that is. Sorry, I didn't see that before. I have to come back and listen to this one. Absolutely. I was thinking the same thing. I'm not even going to lie to you, Curry. This is Reg, right? Curry? Yes, yes. Fuck, man. I got a little emotional there towards a little bit of it. I'm gonna use it as a TikTok. I think it was around 1:30, an hour and 30 minutes. I got a little emotional there. Don't know how. I was in the zone. I was passionate. It was before the raid, right before Tyler Me's raid. So 35 minutes ago, right before he raided us during his raid. I was feeling the passion, man. I was feeling I was in the moment. I was dialed in, man. So I only have one viewer on Twitch. I don't know if you can get on YouTube and raid people. So I'm not gonna raid tonight with one person. I'll probably get in trouble anyways for streaming on both platforms, I imagine. Well, I could try to raid. Dark Sky's on. Let's raid him. I was about to turn off the stream for a minute, like walk away from it for a minute, man. I got so fucking wrapped up in that conversation. Is when I was talking about disciplining myself and the life I went through, and nobody bought me a car, nobody gave me anything growing up. It was facts, man. It was such strict facts, it was fucking hitting me hard in the feelings, and I couldn't help it. Like, I was feeling passionate about it. I don't know how this is going to work, but before we hit this button, I'd like to everybody, just thank you so much for coming through. You guys are amazing. God, man, just been a great night. I appreciate everybody coming through. Reg, I appreciate you as always. Like, I'm gonna come back and watch this tomorrow as well, man. We got some new faces in here. It was awesome to see some old names pop up in the stream that always comment on my videos. Thank you for the support, all you guys do. You guys are amazing. All right, you guys are amazing. I'm glad to have everybody on board for this. There's so much more to come. I don't want to sound ridiculous. I just want y'all to know that I appreciate the love support. So with that said, you guys have a great rest of the week. If I don't see or talk to anybody, live your life to the fullest. Stay disciplined. That's gonna be our out quote. Stay disciplined. Be disciplined. Something like that. I'm gonna come up with one tomorrow. We'll see you guys on the next one. See you guys.
I'm sorry. When I tap back into the game, it shoots my gun.
Hey, Pierre.
That's